So let's get into it. Close watch here, but first I want to go over the overall market. Give me one sec. Okay. First I want to go over the overall market. So, right, if QQQ can stay under our 617, we could definitely see some more downside here on the market. You can see there's been some, I'll go here to SPY in a sec. There's been some relative strength here on SPY compared to the Qs. You can see during the pre-market and after hours, QQQ didn't do anything. But what did it do? As I always say, right, I want to see the top of the channel turn into support. The bottom of the channel can turn into resistance. So you can see here, we actually ended up breaking, right, our 217.20, got that retest, and we are moving lower. So if we can stay under 617.20, we could definitely see some more downside here on the overall market. So I'm going to be a little patient here on Qs. We do have red folder news anyway at 7 a.m. when market opens because, right, Qs is respecting the 613.20. So the way I'm looking at this, kind of like yesterday, we could just end up, right, seeing some buyers step up here, push back up, reclaim this or push higher, or, right, or, we could find some buyers here, push into this, and then reject and see some downside in a couple of these names. So I'm very neutral to a lot of these names except for Apple, So we'll be patient here, see what sets up here on the overall market. But yeah, if Qs can stay under 617.20, we could definitely see some more downside here. SPY. So you can see SPY, right, had a very big bounce, right? It's respected, this 685.80. This is right off our weekly outlook. We pulled all the way back yesterday, buyer stepped up aggressively, and you can just see the relative strength here on SPY compared to QQQ. So we'll also see what SPY does. Obviously, I'm not really looking to take a trade on this name, but you can see previous day high, previous day low, dead smack, middle of the range. So, and it's in the channel as well. So let's just see, right, the first 5, 15 minutes on the direction that this market wants to go in. Now, as for our close watch list here, Apple. So, if Qs can get over 617 on Apple, give me one sec. If Qs can get over, 617, we could definitely see some more upside. This would be the main name that I'm looking to go long on, right? You can see last 2 days, we respected our 271.40. Kind of just been doing this, right? We did have a big range breakout on Monday. So as we know, right, a nice trendy day is typically followed up by consolidation. So we had our nice trendy day, consolidation. Let's see if we can get our expansion today. I'm being more conservative, right? Just due to what this market's doing. I'm open to both sides. If I don't have QQQ behind me and like relative strength is not strong on Apple, this is a trade where I might have to skip this trade because this overall market's been very heavy and pulling a lot back. So as we can see, there definitely has been, right, some relative strength here on Apple compared to the overall market. But the only way we're really gonna get this nice move and continuation is if we have the overall market behind us. So, if QQQ wants to have another day like yesterday, or just wants to, consolidate but then pull back, right? We're gonna have to see what sets up here. You can see Apple looks pretty good right now during the pre-market. It looks like it wants to break over our 271.40. So we just have to wait to see what Qs wants to do. And then Tesla. So I'm being more conservative here on Tesla. Instead of, trying to time this bounce, right? It is a key level that's been very respected, but the safest way to play range trades is either obviously the range breakout, long at the bottom of the range, or short at the top of the range. Those are your safest bets. Now, I broke this down here on Tesla already. This would be a big break and a big give up, and we could definitely see some more downside. You can see ever since we made all-time highs, every pop has been getting shorted. You can see we are just moving lower here. We're stair stepping lower here. That would just be catching the trend to the downside. And then we can see, right, if we can gravitate towards this 404, and then if we give that up, we can definitely see some more downside here on Tesla. So I'm being conservative here by just playing the range break. Just playing the range break, 415.40. That's the game plan here on Tesla. And you can see, right, it's just been moving lower. It's been respecting our 415, which is super solid. That's exactly what you want to see, right? If we stay above this key level today, we're just hands off. AMD, we'll see if we can get this. I'm kind of happy that it's opening up down here anyway, because we still need this IV to cool off. All right, let's see. Give me one sec. Yeah, you can see the IB right now sitting at 124. So it would kind of suck if we opened up right near our key level, got that instant pop and fade. We wouldn't even be able to take the trade. So I think it's actually good that we're opening up down here. And let's just see if maybe we can gravitate our way back up to 225 and take that. So I'm very open to that. That's an A+ shot on AMD. So I will be watching that. And then NVIDIA. So like I kind of showed you here on Tesla, even on the video, we are stair stepping lower here. Ever since, we rejected the top of this range, we have been moving lower. Let's go here on the 15 minute. You can see, right? Give me one sec. Just been moving lower. Just been moving lower. If we get this short under 178.05 and QQQ wants to stay heavy, that is beautiful. That's textbook. We'll be giving up a weekly level. We can definitely see some more downside up into this previous day low here on NVIDIA. So pretty bearish bias on a lot of these names, except for Apple, of course, except for Apple. So we'll see what sets up here, right? If we have a choppy day, I'm not going to be too surprised. just because, right, we had a nice trendy day, right? Typically followed up by consolidation. So we'll see what Q's wants to do. You can see during the pre-market and after hours, NVIDIA really didn't do much, but you can see we are pretty heavy here. I'm very open to a pop and fade off of this or a break and retest under 178.05. So there are some key plays setting up here to the downside. Let's see. Yeah, see what I mean here? So if um if uh if Q's wants to just open strong, because it's definitely respecting our 61320, clear as daylight, twice now during the pre-market. If we can do something like that, I think Apple looks really good. Apple looks really, really good. That's the only name where I'm really like looking to go long and we're bullish bias on. Look at that. Look at Apple breakout, right? Because why? QQQ, right? Bouncing. See that? See the confluence there? See the correlation between those two names? So if Q's can get over 617.20, Apple looks solid. So that's really going to be our main focus here. One of our main watches coming into open just because, well, we already broke it and it's sitting near a key level. Let's see. QQQ wants to do solid here. About 30 seconds for the market opens. If Q's pops into this 217 and reject, definitely could see some downside here on NVIDIA and maybe Tesla if we can break under. Yeah, instant sell off on AMD. Yeah, if Q's can break under 613.20, could definitely see some more downside here, like I said. NVIDIA is the main watch here. If we break under that, I like it just because I got Q's in my corner backing me on this trade. Guys, I'm looking at the 177.50 puts here on NVIDIA. Obviously going to wait for more displacement here. Still very early. It's the first minute still of market open. Uh, QQQ's gone. Let's see if we can get a retest here on NVIDIA. February 6th expiration. February 6th expiration. Friday's expiration. 177.50 puts. Good displacement here. The bigger the displacement, the better. Then we have a swing loaded target. So just waiting for the retest here if we get it. So QQQ pulled back here to this previous day low. Strong buyers did step up here. I'm just watching Qs. Not enough displacement for me. Remember, guys, the candle close is the displacement. So that's not displacement. This candle needs to close with better displacement before I look to short this. Sure, that was an instant break and retest, but no. It's a very aggressive entry as well. It's only 633. It's got to be patient here. Previous day low bounce on both of SPY and Qs. I'm gonna see this candle close, see what happens. Fingers on the sell or on the trigger. But I am seeing this lower day, not lower day, previous day low bounce here on QQQ. So I'm just reading that. No seller stepped in there. Yep, the thing's in sync with the market. So good way to hold our water there. This is QQQ, right? Bounced off that previous day low, reclaiming our 613.20. That's all I'm looking at. Just being way more conservative with a lot of these. Good way to hold our water. Super key lesson here. See how you got this and then you got the instant retest and then it flushed and then you think maybe you missed a move? No, right? Displacement is the most important. The wicks is noise, right? Always remember that. The wicks is noise. This is the real displacement. Where did the body of the candle close? So that was not enough displacement. Just a good little way to always like if you deal with FOMO or feel like, man, this thing may go without me, I wasn't worried at all taking this trade because I had zero displacement. This was solid enough because we pulled down to maybe 177.60. That's solid. So see the bears are starting to be a little bit in control here. I believe if Hughes can give up this previous day low, we definitely see some more downside. You can see that was just a perfect right bounce off this previous day low, reclaiming that. We'll see if that's going to happen or if that's going to happen. We're just using cues to guide this market. Hopefully AMD can come back, but doubt it. To bring now the first 10 minutes on the spot and the cues, kind of just a chop. I kind of don't expect anything until maybe the first 30 minutes. See what sets up here. Just due to red folder news. I do like Apple, but the thing is, I do not want to go long. See that? Like, I don't want to go long on Apple if Q's is pulling back into the 617.20. Because if we pull back and reject that, I can definitely see that on the overall market. So Q's is doing good. It definitely pulled back, held here. This previous day low on the dot. Reclaim the 613.20, which is a weekly support level. First 10 minutes is pretty much a chop right now. You can see these names pretty much bouncing with it. Like I said, the only name I'm looking to go long on is Apple, but I'm not long in Apple if Q's is under 617.20. Can't do it. Nothing for me on Tesla as long as we break under 415.40. If it stays above that, I'm hands off. Nice reaction here you want to see at your key level on Apple. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if the overall market wants to chop today. We just had a very nice trendy day. I think like 2 days in a row here. Yeah, we've had some big price ranges here the last 2 days. So wouldn't be surprised. You can see the first 15 minutes 2 days ago, Monday, yesterday. You can see not as explosive here. Like I said, we do have red folder news, so we'll see what sets up. All right, beautiful reaction off of Apple. Those are reactions you want to see off your key level. So that means we did our job finding a key level. In the future, if that can set up, looks good. I'm open to Apple if or when we get over 617.20, like I said, I'm just being very conservative here. This overall market is really moving everything, and it just would not make sense to go long on Apple while Q's is pulling back to 217.20. You can see that, right? Was resistance, we broke, turned it into support, and we've been respecting this. I'm sorry, turned it into resistance very well. You can see every time we just reject. If Q's can give up this previous day low, we can definitely see a pullback into the 606.50. Like I said, we didn't do much during pre-market and after hours, so we're really just stuck in this range on the overall market. Kind of not expecting much until news comes out. See how quick the IV cooled off a little bit. It's still elevated. Remember, pre-market was like 112, 120. Now it's at 85. So, like I said, I'm actually happy AMD opened at the bottom of the range. Because if we would have got that instant pop and fade off of 225, we couldn't even take that trade if we wanted to. With the level here on NVIDIA, did good, avoiding a fake out, right? Just waiting for proper displacement. I think I said that in the pre-market plan video yesterday, breaking down Tesla. Guys, you'll always avoid a fake out if you wait for proper displacement. That's the number one most important thing on the break and retest. That's the number one. It's not break a key level, then look for a retest. It's waiting for displacement of a key level first and then a retest. So good way to avoid that fake out there. Yeah, this is a big hold here on the previous day low. Big hold here. Look at that on QQQ. Previous day low, then a reclaim of our 613.20, which is also a weekly level. So really all it did was this, right? Kind of a daily double bottom, maybe setting up. I can't speak too soon. We could definitely see some upside if we get above this. So on a technical standpoint, right, we're just doing this. We're just in a channel. Did very well, very, very well, right? Pulling back and holding. I really like Apple, but I can't take this if that's the displacement you want. The thing is, Apple is popping every time QQQ pops, and that's exactly what you want to see. Q's is pulling back, Apple's pulling back a little bit. I'm not worried about long NVIDIA. I'm not looking to long NVIDIA off this 178.05. You can see kind of just a range anyway, stuck in between the first 5 minute high and low. What is it? 645. Okay. Yeah. Just waiting for red folder news, at least for the overall market. Right now, the market's chopping, for sure. The market's just chopping. NVIDIA's following it. NVIDIA's chopped. I don't care about Tesla until or if we get under 1540. Yeah, market's pulling back pretty heavy right now. Still eyeing a video, guys. If QQQ can give up this previous day low, we can definitely see some more downside. I kind of expect the overall market to do nothing until news comes out. It'll be a big give up too, because we're really giving up our weekly. We're breaking under the previous day low. We've already, rejected the 617 during pre-market. That would be a big give up, and we could see another pullback here to 606.50. Right, you can see NVIDIA pulling back with the market. Very strong here on Apple. Like the bulls are 100% in control. This is beautiful. The only thing I wish we had was the market in our favor if we got a retest here. Something I wouldn't mind on Apple is if it doesn't retest now, if it can just float, stay still until news comes out, and if Qs wants to get over 617, right, then I can look for that. But think of it this way, right? If you look for a pullback long here and you go long, think of it as you're going long into 617 on QQQ, right? That's not a good trade. Yeah, it's just gone. I was hoping for a little bit of a pop and fade here. Yeah, it's definitely respecting our weekly level to 613. You can see body of the candle close, and then right now we're wicking off of that. It's either going to be this or it's going to be this, one or the other, or we're just going to sit in between 617 and 613. So right now, guys, we're really just waiting for the overall market to pick a direction. Looks good on the technicals on the 15, but when you look at this on the 2 minute, really not doing much, right? Just chopping. That's what we look like right now on the market. So Apple looks good, man. This price action just looks so clean on it. So clean. Mhm. Haven't retested this yet. Haven't retested that yet. Could just be a peak and fail. Apple really is the best though. This is also over the previous day high as well. So yeah, look at Apple. That is solid. Coming into today, it was like long over 271.40. Like I said, we're breaking outside of this. Obviously, didn't get that retest. We ended up breaking right during pre-market. And then you can see momentum is so strong. We broke over 275.90. Hasn't retested that yet. Let's see if Q's wants to stay heavy. Hmm. Hmm. Kind of on 9 minutes here. Just waiting for this. Kind of expect the market to be flat until that. See you guys. Looking at Q's and SPY here. This pullback we're seeing on the video is also with Qs. Just want to see a lower day break here on the Qs. If we can see that, we could definitely see some downside. SPY's pulling back too. A couple of ways I would be open to playing NVIDIA because we did break, retest, sellers did try and defend. So if we can get a candle close under this key level with momentum to the downside, I like that. It's kind of like the reclaim. Well, it is the reclaim, but just to the downside. But all these bounces you see is like as soon as Qs approach this previous day low, we can give up this previous day low, we can move lower here. Like I said, I would be looking at the Friday expiration with just a 6, not zeros, Friday expiration. See that bounce near 178? That's that bounce you're seeing on the previous day low here on QQQ. So I expect the overall market, everyone to kind of just sit on their hands until news comes out. Hopefully it's volatile enough to give us some type of reaction. I never mind a news catalyst boost. See that? See that bounce? Previous day low, Q. See how everything else follows with that? Look at that, all three. So Q is just really directing the market. That's crazy on Apple. Like guys, this is not normal on Apple. Apple doesn't move that much on the dollar amount. So even if we're ignoring the opening price, from our key breakout, we're already up at 278. I'm around that to 50. It's crazy. Yeah, this is doing its job. It's definitely doing its job here. Crazy thing is we haven't even broke under this to take out this liquidity. These are still resting orders here. I kind of expect nothing today if we just stay in here. If we just stay in here in between these two, I expect nothing. Not really looking to go long on anything besides Apple, but that's only if Qs gets over that. If news can kick in and get us under this, we could see some more downside. So very simple here, right? We're sitting in a range. We're just waiting for a direction. Nice, Jason. Nice. Love to hear it. Patient pays, right? Like I said, one of the hardest things for beginner traders to do is show up and do nothing. Don't touch anything. Don't push the red button. So that's really good. Our rules are in place to protect us. So NVIDIA looks great on this 15 minute. You know, if we can break under this 178, looks super solid. I am reading QQQ right now. It's approaching this lower day. All right, solid break here. Q's breaking to the lower day. Obviously going to wait for some displacement here. I'll be looking at the 177.50 puts here, guys, on AMD, the 177.50 puts. One strike out of the money. I would like a candle to close under here first. Either it's going to be a candle close with momentum or a another break and retest. I'm not going to play this breakout. I need this candle to close. Basically have 1 minute anyway until red photo news comes out. See what sets up here. We can get any type of pullback. I like it. Just want to see some more displacement really here on the Qs as well. I just don't want this to be a liquidity grab. You gotta wait anyway. We got about 30 seconds here until news. Like I said, if we break under this previous day low on Qs, which we're doing, we can see more downside. Okay. News reaction candle. News reaction candle here. Just waiting for a pullback on my key level. That's all I'm waiting for. Qs is officially given up this this previous day low. So we'll see what sets up here. I would like to see a correlation of QQQ pulling back to retest the previous day low with NVIDIA doing the same. So we'll see. Just got to give this about typically 1 minute and 10 seconds to let the news shake out. I like the candle close on the reclaim, but that's a gamble to take a trade as soon as red photo news comes out. So I'm not gonna let FOMO kick in. Tesla's still in play too, right? If Tesla wants to end up breaking this, I like it. Everything's pulling back with Qs. Just can't let FOMO kick in here, guys. This is the breakout. Same way we got this breakout. We just need some type of pullback here. Really just big tank here due to the news. I'm watching some names here. If I don't get my retest on NVIDIA, Tesla's in play. Tesla is in play if I don't get this retest on NVIDIA. Yeah, we knew we'd see some downside into this. Sometimes there's nothing you can do about the timing, right? We ended up getting the break on that as soon as news came out. So this big downside you see, right? Just following the cues, following the cues and SPY. That's all that's doing. So this is trading. Sometimes you get the break, but no retest. Still a little too early to call it. It's only 7. Let me look at this just in case. Of course, if Tesla sets up, it's going to be Friday's expiration too on Tesla. Okay. Kind of got to wait to call out this strike price when we pull back here. As you know, the strike price changes. It's definitely just going to be one strike out of the money on NVIDIA. If we don't get this on NVIDIA, I'm definitely just watching Tesla. See, what I'm hoping for is Qs to pull back and retest this previous day low, and that pullback should correlate with NVIDIA doing the same thing. So we knew NVIDIA was moving lower. We knew to go short under 178, right? We got the break, just no retest clearly, right? So if a trade isn't set up in our system, we don't take the trade. It's very simple. So this is why I was actually saying I was open to playing the reclaim with momentum because remember, sellers did step in. Sellers did show their hands. So I'm open to playing the reclaim, but I'm not going to take that with 1 minute before red folder news comes out. The same way this tanked, it could have popped. I'm looking at, it's going to be one strike out of the money. I just know the strike price is going to change if we move higher. So I'm just trying to be patient to like read the strike price for you guys. As of right now, that's the 175 puts, but we'll see if that changes. I would love to see Qs pull back to retest that previous day low. Video's just heavy. Clearly, right? Like I said, there's a weekly level. If we give this up, we could definitely see more downside. That's exactly what we're seeing on the video. It's going to be patient. Can't let FOMO kick in. There's been times we've waited an hour for a retest. NVIDIA's actually had relative weakness compared to the overall market. So yeah, Qs is actually pulling back right now, trying to hammer stick candle off the previous day low. So NVIDIA's just strong. Yeah. Yeah, that's gone. So everything's pushing with the Qs, except for NVIDIA. Right now, Qs is retesting this previous day low. Yeah, NVIDIA's just very heavy. I would love that. We'll see. Even if I can get a deep enough pullback, I'm willing to take this. I know how NVIDIA is, so. Best way to kind of be comfortable, guys, is if price isn't on any name you're trading, if price isn't near your key level, everything else is noise. There's nothing going on. You got to think of it that way. NVIDIA is not near our key level, so this is just all noise. Once it approaches our key level, then we can look to read this. I just know on the pullback, this strike price may change. So that's why I'm not really giving a call out on a strike price. Qs is trying to reclaim its previous day low. Gonna be cautious here. It did break 613.20. It could be pulling back to retest that. See, the strike price did change. All right, 177.50 puts, guys, on the video. 177.50 puts. I'm just reading this. There's a little bit of a deeper pullback. You know what Qs is doing? Patient pace. Yeah, Qs is reclaiming this. NVIDIA's in sync with this. See strong sellers kick in here. I like it. All right, I'm short. Short NVIDIA. Very tight stop. Q's is breaking back under the previous day low. See what sets up here. Apple's heavy. Let's see. Saw strong sellers kick in there. It's the reaction you want to see. Based off that reaction, this is a good trade no matter what happens. That's the reaction you want to see off a key level. Man, yeah. No matter what happens, guys, it's a great trade. That's the reaction you want to see off a key level. Yeah, that's the reaction you want to see. You just got to know, like, all right, what's a good loss, what's not. It's a lower low forming, so it's right off our key level. Doesn't get any better than that, to be honest. Just see if we can see some downside here. It's a great trade, nonetheless. I mean, that's it's the break and retest, so we'll see. Yeah, there's nothing we could do. I get stopped out here, so be it. Yeah, this thing's fighting. So, guys, this is what you say. Like, you got to know the difference between a good loss and a bad loss. Our job is to take our setup. Could definitely be annoying, but I mean, that's the reaction you want to see. I really don't. Yeah, I love this trade. I really, really do. It's like the reaction you want to see. Has to break displacement. You see the tech names are following. NVIDIA just, of course, wants to be stubborn. Yeah, look at Apple pulling back, Tesla's pulling back, Q's and SPY's pulling back. NVIDIA's just being stubborn here. Yeah, pretty annoying for sure, but that's trading. Look at Apple, look at Tesla. I mean, those are the reactions you got to see. So come on, NVIDIA, be nice. Look to our left, look to our right. I mean, golly, guys, that's three reactions. That's three reactions. Dude, that's a no matter what happens. I love the trade. I love the trade. Come on, NVIDIA, be nice. Be nice to us. Guys, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. There's nothing else you did everything right. That's beautiful. I know if we can get a flush here. It's really just Q's as well, like flirting with this previous day low, but the market and all these other names are making lower lows. Right? I see this as just like a lower low, stair step lower. Look at that. On the right side of the fence. We know that much. I need these contracts to start moving a little bit. They're holding pretty well, but okay. Guys, if I can get a big push, I'm willing to sell like 80% of my position, but I'm gonna be patient. Contracts up 3%. It's a beautiful trade. I love the trade. No matter what happens, I love this trade. This is a great trade. Nice. Contracts up to like 5%. Nice. 8%. Nice. All right, guys, I sold 80% into that pop. So I'm in 20% now. This market's moving lower. Let's see if these contracts can continue to just, drop. Trying to be patient here with Qs. They're still trying to make some lower lows here. See if we can get this push into the lower day, guys. It's a great trade, like textbook. Very nice. Let's see if we can just get a deeper push. Stop loss for me is break even on the rest for now. Let's just let this market try and like move lower. Qs is back under this previous day low. Reading my cons here, guys. I got to get out for break even on the rest. Yeah, I'm out there. You guys are still in, sure. I'm out fully. I was just looking for continuation lower, but I have to stop for break even on the rest. Solid trade. Yeah. When you scale out, you got to sell for break even on the rest just because if you don't, then you're just letting your profits go into the red. That's gonna suck if this goes green to red on me, but so be it. Did you guys catch that? Hopefully, I managed that pretty easy for you guys. You're still in it, like you're fine. Like you want to look into that lower day push, to each their own. To be completely honest, I don't know. I feel like those contracts did not move that well. We ended up getting in like here, right? Like maybe it's just me. Maybe they didn't move well enough for me. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Jason. Dang. If you got in closer to the weekly line, Michael, you got the better play, or you got the better. Yeah, you definitely got the better play. I just wanted to sell into this momentum push, like 80%, but I want to leave 20% to still be a little exposed. That if I get that move in my favor, I'm still going to make a good amount if those cons go in the money. But we can kind of expect a little bit of a low day bounce here. I mean, that was a textbook trade, guys. Nice. Good trade. Yeah, those, I don't know, for the expiration date to be 2 days away, like, like, I don't know, those cons did not move that well. I expected, yeah, especially for you, Michael. If you got in like at closer to the weekly level 178, that was solid. Starting to see this flush here, but so also this also another good tip, good lesson. Guys, if you ever scale out of your position, you have to let your runners take you out for break even, right? You have to, because that's how you let pretty much your green trade go red, and then you're giving up the profits that you already made. So it's no right or wrong answer. If you want to always look for the bigger move, like see, look at this, right? That's why I sold 80% into that lower day. I left 20%. I was looking for that continuation lower. We didn't get it. So great sale for all of us, right? Because we'll be back to pretty much a little red or break even on the contracts. This thing's moving in sync with QQQ, but super solid trade. And then I do want to explain to you guys why I got in where I got in. I'm willing to risk this much, right? When I see strong sellers kick in, because let's say we didn't get this pullback here, and then you got that. Then it's like, man, I missed the move by because I wasn't willing to risk what 10 cents. So deeper the pullback, the better. Remember, as long as we're under our key level, our thesis is still correct. So that's why I waited. When I saw strong selling pressure kick in, I was also looking at QQQ. And when I saw Q, heavy selling pressure kick in, I was just waiting for that to kick in on NVIDIA, and I took my shot, right? Risking right above my key level, which was super solid. Down the road, we're going to teach you guys in order. Down the road, this is what's going to separate the rookie from the pros, which is, right, add into your trade. So there are times where if we keep pulling back to my key level before I get that big move, I add to my position. It's the same trade. It's the same stop loss. My thesis is correct as long as I'm under 178. Does that make sense? So we'll definitely get into a lesson, down the road on that on how to add to your position. I see that like it's all in the mind, right? If you pull back here, you're thinking, oh man, my stop loss is getting hit. When I pull back here, I say the market's giving me another opportunity to add to my position because my thesis is still correct. That's how you have to read it, but you also got to read the overall market. So we'll get into that. But solid trade here. Did that trade make sense to you guys? I mean, this was beautiful, right? This is I think I was talking with maybe Mike or Logan about this, but we don't let FOMO kick in. I don't care about any of this. See this? I don't care about any of that. As long as I didn't get a retest off my key level, all this is noise. I'm not chasing that. I don't care. Remember, the deeper the pullback, the better. Why? Because now we got a deep pullback. We have a swing low we can target. And now I'm looking for that, right? We can target this lower day. What happens when we approach this lower day? Seller stepped up, buyer stepped up, push this thing higher. So textbook trade. Really wish we got more out of those contracts. I feel like NVIDIA did not do well for us. To play one strike price, nice, Michael. Oh, wow. Yeah, nice. But see, textbook, Michael, right? You got in on the deepest pullback. The deeper the pullback, the tighter the risk. You're risking right off your 178. So you got the bigger move because your risk was this tight. So that's textbook. That's exactly what you want to see. So, and then another main lesson here, because right, I'm playing the market, being conservative. This is how like we get those big winning days. So I scaled out roughly, 80%. Why? Because if you scale out like 80%, I like to leave at least maybe 20 to 30% on the table because that way it's a green trade. It can't go red. And if the move continues to go in your favor, you're still exposed enough to get a big return. Because as we know, right, once those contracts start to go deep in the money, they start doing backflips. We know that. So that's what I was looking for here on NVIDIA. I do think those contracts could have moved a little bit better. But so be it, right? Great trade, textbook trade. Good way. I was looking for the bigger move here. Obviously, we didn't get it. Like I said, thesis is still valid, but you don't want to be caught in that pullback. You want to sell into the momentum pushes on options. So let me see. Uh, right, this is day 5. NVIDIA just holding. I'm sorry, Tesla just holding. Day 5, just holding this thing, waiting for that range break. Right off the pre-market plan, right? This is textbook. That was a textbook trade. We've been taking some good trades lately. Hopefully, right? Let's just get these wins going under our belt, get some continuation on our plays. That's what I was really looking for on this trade, like a big continuation follow through. Let's see. I'm curious on, and right, you can see Tesla's, sorry, not Tesla. Q's it's flirting with this previous day low, but we're kind of just sitting in here. But this is textbook, guys. We said if we can get under this previous day low, we can see more downside. And that's exactly what happened. We saw more downside. So that was just a textbook trade on NVIDIA. being very patient. That was a major lesson today. Just being patient, sitting on our hands. I loved it. That was really, really good. Didn't let FOMO kick in. Like I said, I wanted to wait the first 30 minutes anyway to let the market pick a direction. Let red folder news comes out. That's exactly what we did. So solid day here on the overall market. Uh, yeah, that is it. Good job, Michael. Good job, Jason. Especially you, Jason, sitting on your hands, discipline through the roof. Good. Every day you show up and you do that, it gets easier and it gets easier and it gets easier. That's one thing about trading. It's like everything else in life, right? The more reps, the more comfortable, the better you get at it. So really good today, Jason. Just sitting on your hands, being patient. Good job, Noah. All right, nice. Do you guys have any questions? Only an hour, right? I think that's a quick work day, right? An hour into the session. I think that's solid. Mm, okay, solid. So I'll give you guys some plans going into today for us, working on these videos for you guys. I do want to do a day where everyone's free. Maybe it's a weekend and we can do a higher time frame key level video together. So that way you guys can ask questions in real time. So we'll get that sorted today. Um, Very solid, right? Just being with the overall market. That was my main game plan coming into today. Just whatever the market's doing, that's what we're doing. A lot of these names we're neutral on, except for Apple. Apple's the only name I'm not looking to short, right? And this is why, because you would see our Qs is falling, you try and take the retest, and then you get squeezed out for a loss. No, even though we are making lower lows on the intraday, that's just not a name you want to short. Every day we have been moving lower here on NVIDIA, on Tesla, AMD. So these are names where I'm pretty neutral on. So super solid here on the day. So good job today, guys. I will have the pre-market plan out for you early, some plans for us moving forward, and I would do a trade recap at the end of today's session. So solid day, guys. I will see you guys on the next one.